everyone. This is the Scorpion and the Frog podcast. I am your host, the Scorpion.
I am a frog, not the frog.
And he's the co-host.
I'm the co-host.
Today we are talking movie endings.
The endings that we love, the endings that we hate.
And the ones that we are ugly.
Yeah, the ones that are ugly. The good,
bad, and the ugly.
And the ugly. Which, are you going to touch on that one? I haven't seen that movie. Have you?
I don't remember the ending.
Okay.
Oh, I do remember the ending. I probably won't.
Yeah, fair enough.
I like it. It's a good ending, but I don't.
Well, they say that the ending is the most important part of a story.
I ascribe to that theory.
Yeah, I believe there's some merit to that. What was it, in Adaptation, Brian Cox's character, who's a real dude, he says, wow them in the third act and you've got a hit. That's some paraphrasing, but something like that. May God have
mercy on your soul if you have narration in it.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm pronouncing that wrong.
Narration.
Is it narration? Or am I adding a syllable?
I feel like you're going narration.
What is it?
It's just narration.
Narration.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds wrong.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah. Because it's a narrator. So I guess I'm adding a syllable.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't know.
What's on the agenda?
Fix the English language as we go along today.
Okay.
But on the agenda today, we've got... Up first, of course, the cream of the crop.
And a spoiler warning for every movie we're about to talk about.
Yeah, we will mention the movie I'll try to do it with a decent bit of time.
Are we going to have it like in the description or something?
Yeah, we'll chuck it in the description maybe, yeah. So, there's a lot of movies to talk about though.
And the first one up is...
Zodiac.
The Zodiac.
So Zodiac's my personal favourite film ending of all time.
Yep.
I don't feel like you feel the same way.
I think it's a bit of a cop-out.
Yeah.
At the end.
Okay, I kind of get why people think that about the ending.
Well, let's say what the ending is, and then we'll...
Okay, so the ending is... it ends how it starts. The classic way to end a movie.
Does it?
Kind of. The movie starts with Mike Magoo being the attempted murder on Mike Magoo or Mike Mago, or I don't know how to pronounce his name.
Oh, okay.
But he's real victim, first victim to survive, I think, or something. But yeah, he's a teenager at the start, and then the Zodiac killer shoots him, and and Hurdy-Gurdy Man plays in the background.
I thought the start was Jake Gyllenhaal getting his job at the...
No, that's right after that.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that start bit.
Yeah, so this is the opening, and then it's the first murder with a surviving victim. And then you come to the end of it like 3 hours later, and it's fucking... What's his name from Sunny? Always Sunny? Jimmy Simpson. Can't remember his name in the show. It's like, what are you doing?
Polly. I'm trying to turn it on, but it's not plugged into the wall.
Oh, okay.
And I couldn't figure it out.
Do you want me to plug it in? Or?
Is that... No, fuck it. Just keep going.
All right. So we've got... McPoyle, that's it. And he's the older version of this character. And they ask him to identify from like a lineup of photographs like who the Zodiac killer is, or who the man who shot him is. And he identifies John Carroll Lynch. What's his name in the movie?
Champ.
Incredible actor, by the way, John Carroll Lynch. I think it's supposed to sort of represent like this like phony sort of Hollywood we got him sort of ending, like happy ending.
Yeah.
But I think like the way it's played, the way it's shot, the way Hurdy-Gurdy Man comes like creeping back into it like it did in the start. It's kind of supposed to, like, I think emphasize the need for an answer rather than the idea that this is the person.
Yeah, I feel like they're just doing we got him.
Yeah.
Don't worry, everybody.
Okay.
We can be happy now because we got him. We know who it is. We've been emphasizing it's him for most of the film.
Yeah, that's not how I see it though. Because they emphasize a few different people.
Does he play the Zodiac, the guy with the bag?
No, he's never one of the Zodiac.
Do they get different people?
Yeah, it's a different person. That. Yeah, I love that.
subscribe to the idea that it's more than one person, the Zodiac Killer. Do you think it was copycat or multiple people or one?
I guess this is a true crime podcast now. So the Zodiac murders, I don't really know much about them.
I was thinking about true crime podcast today.
Yeah, I don't know.
What do you, just off the top of your head, because you obviously know about it.
I would say there's more than one.
Okay.
I don't, I'd say it's more of a copycat situation than a, I don't know if people consider them working together or...
I think there's more than one and at least a copycat.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
Fair enough. But that's not what we're talking about.
No, well, I just thought to bring it up because it's relevant to the...
It is,
film.
but I don't know. It could... I don't know. I don't know much about it, so I should just learn more.
That's fine.
But
I mean, you didn't need to shut me down.
Well, I just don't...
You shot me down. Bang,
Sorry.
bang.
Sorry.
All right, you're done talking about your stupid movie.
All right, I'm done talking about that one. Did you want...
No, I'm done.
Do you want to fucking fight me on it, or...
No, I feel like we can just have different views and be okay with it.
I
you
don't
understand?
Think we can. I think, I think we need to fight until someone proves themselves right.
All right, so this is going to be a long podcast, guys. Do you see where I'm coming from with it, though? Do you know what I mean?
No, 100%. That's why
I do know what you mean as well.
It's my favourite ending.
Because he's like, I'm like 80% sure. But
I do think I'm right,
sure.
though. I do think I'm right.
That's fair.
It's just all the tricks they use, like the acting, the music, and the way, like the dialogue, and how hesitant he is, and like it's just very subtle. But I just think it's a lot more than we got him. You know.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's why it's my favourite ending. What's your favourite ending to a movie?
One of my favourite endings is Inside Out.
Okay.
The 2015 Pixar animated film.
Ah, that one.
The ending is Riley decides not to run away from home because joy and sadness have an agreement, because most of the film they're disagreeing on whether it can be, joy thinks no, she should just be happy all the time, but sad's like, well, no, like you have to be sad,
okay.
And then at the ending she realizes it's like okay to be sad or whatever. That's the message of the film. And
I
then
do like that.
And then her core memory is one mixed of sadness and joy. I don't know, it's just a very nice ending. I normally hate those endings.
Yeah,
but
I like that you've started with a happy one.
Well, yeah, because I don't have anything else to say about the others.
Well, yeah, it's a good ending. In fact, Pixar has some banger endings.
They've got great openings and endings.
Yes.
Two of my favourite things about films.
That's why they're good at short films. Your theory.
Yes.
On,
they're normally outside the studio, aren't they?
No, they're
no
Pixar animated shorts.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's just a nice ending, Everyone hugs at the end, they're all happy. I think the final thing, though, is them just being happy, a happy family.
Yeah, yeah. It's a good movie. Very good movie. I do like Inside Out.
It looks nice as well.
It's going to hold up. It's one of those ones where the animation's just good enough and the character design.
It's cartoonish enough that it will, I think, hold for a while.
Yeah. It's got to be unrealistic to a certain degree. They just keep making it way too hyper realistic.
Well, they had to dull the water down in, I think,
what's the
Nemo?
New one?
I think it was
Dory
or Incredibles 2 or something, because it just looked too real. It really took people out of.
Yeah, it's really good. I love the water in most of them.
Oh, Toy Story 4, the backgrounds are so pretty.
Yeah.
Terrible endings.
Yeah.
But
bit of a sidetrack, yeah.
Do you want to talk about the theories of Inside Out?
What are the theories?
Well, she has different genders playing all her emotions, but everyone else has the one.
Right. Isn't the theory that she's bisexual or something?
Well, she's not, because in the short she has a date with a guy.
Yeah, but you can be bisexual and date guys.
Yeah, I guess it's just...
That's kind of what the point of it is.
Are they making her gay in the new one? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't know if anything about the new one. I don't know if they've released anything. But they probably will.
What's your next movie?
My next one, Rashomon.
Okay, I haven't seen it, so this is all you.
So great movie from the 50s, Kurosawa, very well known. It's like, you know, spurred on the Rashomon effect term, which is, you know, every movie that tries to use a similar sort of device gets flack for it. But it's essentially like the same story told from three different perspectives, and then it's given one final perspective from like who you'd think is an unbiased view of the situation, and then the very end it's revealed that unbiased view is also subject to prejudice and interpretation. And it's just like very good, I guess, take on like how justice works, I guess.
So it doesn't lean either way?
It ultimately sort of implies that the final and like least biased one, it does imply that is the most correct, but it's not.
Yeah.
It doesn't solve anything.
And what is this crime?
Okay, so I think it's a samurai and his wife are walking in the forest, and a bandit kills the samurai and rapes the wife. And
so the husband dies.
Yeah, the husband dies, but in the multiple interpretations, which one is from the bride, the victim, and one's from the husband from beyond the grave through a medium, and the other's from the bandit, and then the final one's from like a passerby that was hiding in the bushes and saw the situation. That was supposed to be the least biased view because it was not part of the, you know.
Is it like in a trial setting, or does it just like
mostly in a trial setting?
Okay.
There's like two framing devices. There's these Japanese guys at a temple talking about the trial, and then that frames around the trial, and then the trial frames around the these reenactments of the events that you're seeing. So and none of the events when it actually portrays them, none of them are actually like real. What happened?
Yeah,
it's the ultimate point of the movie.
So when you see it at the start, you see the event happen, or does it cut right before something happens?
The first time you see the event happen, it's I think the bandit's explanation of the.
So how does it open? It opens in court with the bandit.
Opens in the temple with the Japanese men talking about the trial.
Okay.
And how horrible it was to be a part of that. And yeah, it's just a great movie.
And then how does it end? What's the final?
So the final, the ending is the guy the passerby who tells the least biased perspective of the story. Reveals that he's like a thief or something like that, and had to tell the story in a way that kind of covers his tracks as well, and just
I gotta watch this.
Damages his credibility as well, and it's just great ending. Very well done. I love the acting in it. It's very over the top, like kabuki, I guess.
Yeah.
Like Japanese stuff, but fucking great movie. Yeah.
I guess One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Yes, I have seen this movie.
Yes.
Not in a very long time, so you take it from here. I can be.
Do you remember Chief? I don't know any actors' names except for Christopher Lloyd, Danny DeVito, and Jack Nicholson.
Yeah.
But you remember the character Chief?
Yeah.
He doesn't talk throughout, I think, most of the film. I don't know if Chief's acting as well.
Yeah.
Like he's pretending, because Jack Nicholson is pretending to be crazy to get out of going to actual jail.
Yeah.
Then he winds up in the mental hospital. And Chief doesn't speak, but they have a good moment together with Wrigley's Juicy, the chewing gum.
Yeah.
And Chief's like, oh, Wrigley's. Jack's like, I knew you could talk. And then at the end, they, I don't know what it's called, but they give him like the electric chair but it's like lobotomizes him.
Right.
I don't know what the procedure's called because Jack Nicholson attacked Ratchet.
Right.
Because one of the characters killed themselves because Nurse Ratchet said she was going to tell Billy's mum what he'd done.
Yeah.
And he like freaked out and killed himself, and then Jack Nicholson attacked the nurse.
Yeah.
I think that's why they give him the procedure.
Yeah.
And then at the end, Jack Nicholson's character is laying on a bed, and Chief comes up and he's like, "Oh, goodbye, friend," and puts the pillow over his head to kill him.
Yeah.
And then he rips the sink out of the floor and throws it through the window and jumps out the window and starts running.
Yeah.
Which is set up earlier in the film when Jack's talking to all the other guys. He like tries to move the sink, but he can't.
Yeah.
And then at the end, and then as Chief's running through the field, then the credits start rolling. I think it's the best ending to any movie. It's so good.
Fuck, I've got to watch it again. I remember really liking it as a kid, and I can't imagine what I like loved about it, but it was
The acting's great as well.
Yeah. I normally like Jack Nicholson more when he's not fucking going over the top and shit, like when he's actually trying to be a normal
You can't handle the
character.
truth.
Like he's I do like Jack Nicholson.
I think he can act.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We'll talk about him probably in a couple of movies later on.
Yeah.
But what did I have? I guess I'll go with Four Lions next.
Yep.
My next
comedy.
piece. Yeah. Break it up a bit. It's a very recent movie as well, like 13 years ago. British film about four Pakistani Muslims who they're trying to like plot a terrorist attack and whatever, and they're bumbling, and it's, classic British sort of humour,
Great setup for a comedy.
Yeah.
Such a silly premise.
Yeah, I know. It's so goofy. But yeah, it's probably like one of the funniest movies I've ever seen. And then as it goes on, it becomes one of the saddest movies I've ever seen. And then towards the final moments are incredible. Like they've finally picked their what they're going to do as their terrorist attack, the London Marathon. And they're all dressed up as like monsters and like different mascot suits and stuff to hide the bombs. They look so fucking funny. And then they're like, and they all like in one by one, they all like die in the worst way, like by mistake almost.
It's just
like
not
it's
planned
always
at all.
not planned. Like what's his name, the white one who's like
I don't remember a white one.
Yeah, he's just the only white one who's like and he's like yelling the whole time. He's screaming
just
about
full on.
Yeah, he's over
bald?
the top. Yeah, he's
Is
bald.
he the one you saw why she got a beard?
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
And there's a joke earlier on about him like swallowing SIM cards or whatever to like stop the government tracking them.
Yeah, he's
and
full
it's
of
like,
schemes.
they can still track it if it's inside you. In fact, it's worse than shit.
He's full of ideas and how to do things.
Yeah,
and
it's just the worst. He doesn't really think them through.
Well, he calls the ending though.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, but he swallows a SIM card and he chokes on it, and then someone comes and gives him the Heimlich, and he triggers
that's
the bombs. Right,
yes,
it's so fucking good. And then one of them
in the chip shop.
Yeah, in the chip shop. Just he just like they come in and shoot the hostage. The police shoot the hostage, and he just
he's
blows them up.
on the phone to one of the other ones, isn't he?
Yeah, he's on the phone to Riz Ahmed, and Riz Ahmed, just distraught, walks into the Boots, the pharmacy, and blows himself up. And that's like the final shot. And then there's like a montage over the credits that reveals that earlier on in the film, when he mistakenly blows up the training camp. Do you remember that scene? He accidentally shoots the rocket.
He fires a rocket at the...
He blows up the training camp, and it's revealed that he killed Osama bin Laden.
Oh, I don't remember that.
This movie came out a year before Osama bin Laden died. And they predicted where he was going to be hiding in Pakistan, in a completely different country to where they were looking for him. It's just I just think that gets points for like predicting shit like in real life. But yeah, no, Four Lions, one of my top endings to any film ever. Just changes the genre of the film almost to a tragedy.
Yeah, but still funny.
Yeah, very funny, very funny.
Alright, so I got All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah, you're just hitting fucking...
Which is just...
straight bangers with
which
all your
is
choices.
Just sad the whole way through. and it's so tragic at the end.
Yeah.
So it's about the Germany in the First World War. They're like these boys, young men who, I guess, tricked or lied to into joining the army. They think they're just going to fight, you know. They don't realise what it's really like.
Yeah.
And a lot of them die. Most of them die, except for this one, who I can't remember his name, but he's the main character. Yeah. And he comes back home.
Yeah.
And nobody likes him. They're saying, oh, you ran away, you know, because the war hadn't finished. He just I think he was injured and he was sent back home. And he goes to the school he went to, and the teacher's like praising him, and he comes up and speaks to the class, and he's saying, don't join, like it's not what you think. And they were saying, oh, you're a traitor, get out of here. And then he goes and has dinner with his dad and I think his uncles or his dad's friends. And his dad and his friends are talking about like strategies for like war, and they're looking at a map, and the son goes to say something, and the dad's like, well, no, you don't know anything about war. But the dad hadn't been to war. And then he goes home and he's with his sister, and his sister like collects butterflies,
right,
and she stamps them and stuff, and he's just so upset and that he goes back to war. And the people he first met when he first joined, they died, and it's him in a trench aiming, and you see a butterfly, and he slowly reaches out to get it, but then he gets shot and he dies. And then at the end, I think it's a shot of like a gravesite with all like crosses. And earlier in the film, when they first get like dropped off like a van, they're walking and they like look behind them to look at the car leaving, so they know they're there forever. And that's played over the scene of the graves. That same shot like faded a little bit. And it just ends. It's tragic. So sad.
That's insane.
Such a good movie.
That sounds so good. Oh fuck, I wish I watched it.
And it was banned in Germany at the time as well, because they were gearing up for the Second World War. And they're like, we don't need people not wanting to join.
Have you seen the new?
No, I refuse to watch it.
I can't imagine that's the same.
Because the first one, like, it's political because it's a war, but it's not. It's like a modern. It's not. The Germans are the innocent ones, like, because they're just kids. They have no idea. They just go off and fight. I doubt the second one, the remake, is going to be able to help itself.
Fair enough.
With all that. What do you got for me?
Up next, Brazil for me.
Oh, okay.
A bit out of left field, but
I know it's just about everything, but I've no idea.
It's kind of an adaptation of 1984, kind of, by Terry Gilliam from Monty Python.
Oh, did he write it?
He wrote and directed it, co-wrote and directed it.
Oh, okay.
And it's got a few people from Monty Python in it. Like, I think Michael Palin's in it.
Who's the lead actor?
In Monty Python?
No, in Brazil.
Jonathan Pryce?
I think he's in Game of Thrones.
Yes.
Which we'll get to later.
But great movie, Brazil. And the ending, like, it's one of those dystopian corporate movies about, a guy trying to break out of the bureaucratic world, whatever.
Does it start off like a normal, he just has like a 9-to-5 job and then just goes off the rails?
No, it is always heightened. It's all in this like bizarre sci-fi sort of world, but it's very bleak and
it's not, it was all a dream? It's not...
No, but the ending is like he breaks out, right?
He flies away. That's the final scene,
not
isn't it?
quite. Not quite. Okay. He breaks out and they flee this bureaucratic world to like the countryside, him and his love interest, and they settle down in this like ranch or whatever, like somewhere in the country, and they've got this beautiful view of like actual natural, like there's they can see the sky and they can see all the green pastures and stuff, and then he's looking out at the view that he has, and he's like smiling and stuff, and then this doctor kind of comes into view, and you realize it's just like he's like been lobotomized, and then these doctors are like looking at him, and they're just like projecting this this beautiful like.
It's like that Rick and Morty episode.
Yeah, I'm sure that's a parody.
Yeah,
of
you know
Brazil.
the one I'm talking about.
I don't think I've seen that one.
There's like, I think it's a flavor of ice cream or something, but it's like really happy.
Yeah.
And they just have this guy in a chair.
Yeah.
Like, and all this machine's hooked up to his head, and they're projecting like his happiest memories. But then I don't know if he like realizes where he is or what's happening, and like the ice cream starts going bad.
Right.
So they like, he like breaks out.
Yeah.
You know, and he gets out, and he's so happy. Yeah. And then the camera like zooms out, and it's like new flavor. He's still there, but they imagine him breaking out. It's like this new happy memory.
That does sound like it's probably a piss take of.
I hate Rick and Morty.
Sounds like you really hate it.
I just remember that.
Yeah,
there's like bits and pieces of it.
It's but Brazil's great movie. What's your fourth pick?
Wait, is the love interest not real then? Or
no, the love interest is real, I'm pretty sure, but it's just everything like from when they break out to like.
So does he break out, or he never?
No, he never broke out. He was just
so
lobotomized.
What point is it not?
I'm not sure exactly what point. It must have been like whatever
That's
point
what I
everything
thought.
becomes good.
Was it always a dream? That's what I meant.
Not the whole movie. No,
okay.
No. Okay. It's just like maybe 10 minutes out of the last.
Is there something that happens where you're like, oh, this is the point? He's no longer.
Maybe, probably if I watched it again.
Yeah, but, fair enough.
Yeah, but from what I can remember, it's just kind of like it keeps going, and then you realise at a certain point he was lobotomized. But yeah, good movie.
The Shining. No, sorry, not The Shining.
I was going to say
The Thing. It's just movies with they're all the same to me.
Yeah,
The Thing.
Yeah, that's a good ending. I love that movie.
Kurt Russell and the Arbiter.
Yeah.
At the very end, and you don't know who is who.
Yeah.
So I'll explain the movie for people who haven't seen it.
Yeah.
They're these researchers pretty much stuck on an Antarctic research base. And this like creature from space manages to infiltrate these group of people, the researchers, and it starts slowly taking over and killing them one by one.
Yeah.
Until at the end when they like blow up the base, and it's just Kurt Russell and the Arbiter left, and they're both sitting next to the burning wreckage.
Yeah.
And they're just sort of talking to each other, but they don't know.
Yeah.
Also, if the thing takes over you don't know that you're the thing.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So they're talking to each other, like, I don't think they have any ammo, and they're just sharing a drink. And there's a lot of theories of like, oh, there's petrol in the bottle at the end, that's why because Kurt Russell sort of gives like a weird smile at the end. Yeah. It's like, oh, he knows he's the...
Yeah.
But I don't think so. I think they're just sharing a...
Yeah, sharing a
I don't actually know what the ending is. Who is the... Even they may not be, they both might be.
Yeah.
I don't know. But in the prequel, it establishes that the thing like can't replicate jewelry.
Right.
And the Arbiter has an earring at the end. But I could be wrong about that.
The Arbiter.
I just remember hearing I definitely should have done some research before talking about it. But I love it. Such a good ending.
Yeah, I love The Thing. A fucking incredible movie. My final pick, Boogie Nights. The greatest ending to any movie.
I've seen the short.
Said that about each movie.
The short is pretty good. The ending.
Yeah, I love the short.
But
if no one's seen the short, the Dirk Diggler story that the Boogie Nights movie is based on, fucking watch that. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, an incredible ending to the movie. Like, you know what it's about? It's a porn biopic, well, fake biopic. It's kind of done like it's a biopic about
a guy in the porn industry.
It's all fake.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, at the end, like they make this big deal the entire time out of him having a huge cock. Okay, and the ending is like him doing his, like he's come back to porn after this big rise and fall, and the final shot is him like talking himself up in the mirror before a shoot. and he gets his dick out, and you finally see it for the first time, and you kind of realize like you've been wanting to see it the whole time, and it makes you feel really dirty, and it's and then he just like pulls it out. It's really like this gross angle, like it's massive, but it's just like really kind of like vulnerable, and you like shouldn't be watching it. And he's like, you know, talking to his dick and like prepping himself, and then fucking It's a Living Thing by ELO kicks in. It's so good, such a good ending, man. It's,
Is it, so I guess it's like sad because he's back to where he was.
It's sad, bittersweet because he like there's a family aspect to these people in that like it's kind of a toxic codependency. You know, he's been groomed from like 16, 17 years old to be in the industry, and it's caused like pretty much nothing but pain. And there's like the whole movie is just about that. But yeah, fucking great movie and great ending, great topper to the story. But yeah, no. That's my.
So they don't throw him around the room at the end.
No, it's not quite the same. He doesn't die in the movie.
Okay.
Spoiler alert for Dirk Diggler's story. He dies at the end.
This is just off the. Where are we up to? Because I want to talk about like 2 more.
We're at 31 minutes.
Oh, 16. Okay.
Yeah.
I want to talk about Misery.
Yeah.
But also.
No, you can talk about. Keep going.
So, we'll talk about Misery.
Yeah.
Kathy Bates and James Caan.
Yeah,
so, at the end, James Caan gets rescued after being tortured by a lunatic fan.
Yeah.
And at the very end, I think James Caan is talking to his publicist. And his publicist is like, oh, so, like, how are you feeling? Are you, like, over it? Kathy Bates gets killed earlier, and then they save him, and this is like the final scene. And James, like, before he answers, a waiter comes up, but he sees her as Kathy Bates.
Oh yeah,
and he's like, I'm fine. And then it ends.
Yeah,
it's so good. One of my favorite.
That. Yeah,
I love like self-contained in one location films.
Yeah,
they just just do it for me.
Yeah, no, like if you can do it and keep it entertaining for 2 hours,
and he's just got a straight face, and he's like, no, I'm fine.
James Caan, did he die recently? He died, didn't he?
I don't
Pretty sure. I'm just gonna look that up real quick. Sorry,
maybe he did.
James Caan. Yeah, he died 6th of July last year.
Was it
nearly
COVID?
A year ago?
Coffee.
I think he was old.
Yeah, he's good. I love him in The Godfather.
Damn. Yeah, he was a great actor. Rest in peace, James Caan.
Rip. You got another one, or do you want me to go again?
I am ready to talk about TV shows. I think I've got.
Oh yeah. Yep.
If you want to go into that, did you have any more movies?
No, I'll just because I got like no TV shows.
Okay. Saul. There we go.
The perfect ending.
Perfect ending to a TV show. Yes. Better Call Saul. It kind of also had to be an ending to Breaking Bad as well. Like, it kept going just over 13, 14 years.
It's way after El Camino as well, isn't it? The ending of Saul.
Yeah. Like it had to be about a year or so after the end of El Camino.
Yeah, I love the Gene.
Oh wait, I'm trying to think of the timeline. But the Gene timeline at the end, that whole 4 episode run, fucking incredible. Ending. Even just the ending to the show itself, which is the whole argument series between Kim and Jimmy, and then it cuts. It's like smash cuts to him as Saul. It's fucking incredible. Like,
and when he gives himself up at the end, he's in the Saul suit.
Yeah, and he finally
and the great monologue.
Admits responsibility. The great, I think just a great statement of the show's thesis point, which is, can people change?
Yeah.
And I think it answers that with people can change. It might be too little too late, but at least, there's some hope there for it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a great ending. And what else was I going to say about it? The 3 time traveling flashback sequences in the final episode between like the talking about the time machines.
Yeah.
I fucking
with
love that.
He talks to Mike.
He talks to Mike first. Yeah.
Walt.
Yeah.
And Chuck.
Yeah. And the Chuck scene is like probably one of the best scenes in the show besides the chicanery.
With Chuck again.
Yeah. I know. Chuck is like one of the greatest characters ever written.
I love him.
But yeah. Yeah. I don't know if any show beats Saul for the ending. I really like the ending to The Leftovers, but I don't... And you haven't seen that, have
No.
you? No. Great ending.
I have no idea what that's about either.
It's just like about religion and, what happens when something inexplicable happens, how people react to it.
Get into a lot of those movies later on.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, Succession and Barry just ended. They were great finales. Feels like it's finale season, you know. A lot of TV shows.
It's the end of television.
Yeah, it's the end of television for sure. All these finales are going up against each other. Succession, Barry, Better Call Saul.
The Idol's that nominated for anything?
Yep. I think it just missed the deadline for this year's Emmys. But yeah, it'll be the endings to Succession, Barry, Ted Lasso, Better Call Saul, and Atlanta, all going up against each other. Incredible shows. Well, Ted Lasso's, yeah, but all incredible shows and defining shows of this era, at the very least.
I'm going to talk about a video game, not a show.
You go.
The Last of Us.
Last of Us?
Which is so good.
Love that ending. If I do know the ending. I've never played The Last of Us.
Yeah, the flippin' show. Is that up for anything?
It will be up for... It hasn't been announced yet, the nominations.
Boring.
It will be.
But yes, you play as Joel pretty much most of it.
Yeah.
And you slowly develop a relationship with Ellie.
Yeah.
As Joel starts to like her, so do you.
Yeah.
Before it's a great father-daughter at the end. And then Ellie... It's not confirmed whether it will work or not. Because Ellie's immune to the virus or disease.
Yeah.
So she's going to be... They have to kill her to get the thing out of her brain.
Yeah.
But it's not definite or whether she will or will not make it.
Right.
And Joel has second thoughts about it.
Yeah.
And then he starts just killing all the fireflies. And then he goes in and saves Ellie.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they're in a car. She's like laying down. She's still in the hospital gown. And then she's like, oh, what happened? And he's like, oh, they said it wouldn't work, so we just left or whatever. And she's like, oh, are you sure? He's like, yeah. And then it just ends, but it's so good. The whole ending, the last mission, you're playing as Joel with a automatic rifle just running through this hospital. Yeah. I'm going to get Ellie. I'm going to get her. Yeah. Very emotional, impactful. I love it.
It is good. I've watched you play it, and it looks so much better. And then the week after that, I watched the final episode of the show, which did it the exact same way, and it just reduced mission.
It was different a little bit. At the very end.
It's very different.
Yeah.
But it portrays it pretty much the same way, and fucking fucks it up. I don't know how. I guess it's the acting, the performances, and the character work.
Mute.
But God.
And at the end, Joel's talking to, I can't remember her name, that woman who's like the new leader of the Fireflies.
Yeah.
And Joel runs into the carport holding Ellie, and she's there, and she's like, don't do it, like, there's a chance you can save humanity, and you sort of like, oh, like, what's happening? And then it cuts to, like, I think it cuts to Joel driving.
Yeah.
But then it cuts back and Joel just shoots her and then puts Ellie in the car.
Yeah.
And then you see Ellie wake up and they have that conversation where he lied to her, and then you're like, oh, it's good, but like, oh, I don't know.
Fuck. That's, yeah, fuck, I wish I played more games.
It's so good. It's so fun.
Yeah.
And, lunar narrative dissonance, I think is the word.
Yeah.
When the gameplay and cutscenes don't match up.
Right.
Because a lot of games, like for Uncharted, for example, this is just a whole naked jakey bit.
Yeah.
But in Uncharted, like, the cutscenes are like, oh, we don't kill people, we're just collecting treasures, and if someone gets shot, they're like out of commission for most of the time. And then it goes to the gameplay, and they're just like mowing down everyone with rifles and shotguns and grenades and just getting shot, and it just doesn't, nothing is happening to them.
Right.
Nothing affects them. But in The Last of Us, it's very
consistent.
connected and consistent. It's very good.
Yeah, I don't really think about things like that in games.
Sometimes it doesn't take you out of it, but when it's consistent, it's infinitely better. You can tell.
Yeah, I just like games where you try to kill Flanders. Only Simpsons.
I can't believe you just said that to me.
Now we're going to talk about bad movies, bad endings. What's the worst ending you think you've ever seen?
The worst ending I've ever seen. Snowman's springing to mind. Yeah. Because it's just the worst movie I've ever seen.
Worst movie you've ever seen. What is the ending to Snowman?
So the very end, very, very end is Michael Fassbender. Exact same at the start. I think he's a detective. Yeah. Or an investigator, or maybe a journalist or something.
Yeah, he's like a Swedish detective or something.
Yeah. And he says, at the very end, because at the start they're like, some chief or guy's like, oh, who wants to take this case? And I think he's like, oh, I will. Or he's like forced to take it. Yeah. And then at the end, it's the same thing. Another guy's like, oh, who wants to take one of these cases? And he's like, oh, bork.
Hit me with the Swedish chef, man.
It's just him just like stuffing Swedish fish down. Yeah. He's missing a finger, and he's just tapping on his coffee cup, and then he like raises his hand to take the case. Yeah. That's the very end.
Okay. That sounds like an incredible ending.
It's so bad.
We should watch this.
It like keeps changing who the killer is, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, it's like cruising. Yeah.
But it's like obvious who it is. Yeah. And then there's like snowmen that just appear that don't make any sense. Yeah. I love that. The worst ending.
Oh, that's so good.
What about you? What do you reckon the worst ending is?
My personal pick for the worst ending to anything ever is The Rise of Skywalker, because it's the ending to like the whole franchise.
Well, it ends like 3 times as well. Yeah.
I honestly can't even remember the actual ending. That's probably
what's
why
your
it's
name?
My pick.
And she's like, Ray,
that's right. Yeah,
what's your last name? Skywalker. And then she's like, Ray Skywalker. And she's like, yeah.
It's so bad.
And then she buries Luke and Leia's lightsabers together. Yeah. And then she looks up into the binary sunset. That's literally the ending.
I remember looking over at you in the movies. You were like dry reaching. Fucking.
I forgot as well. When she's burying them in the sand, I'm like, I know where this is going. I was fucking screaming. Yeah. Like, yeah, good choice.
What a way to end the whole 9-movie saga.
There's going to be a new one set 30 years in the future with Rey.
Oh, yay.
Even though she's Palpatine.
Oh, yay.
There's incest kiss in the film as well.
Yeah, because, she and
Cousins?
Adam Driver are brothers or whatever.
Cousins.
Yeah, same thing. That I don't have a whole lot to say about it, except that it's one of the worst things I've ever seen.
Well, I like Luke earlier on's like, the Force isn't just about lifting rocks. Yeah. And then at the end, she lifts a load of rocks to wait, is that... that might be the Last Jedi.
No, that is the Last Jedi.
Yeah, and then it's like
just about moving rocks.
It's like, so it is just about moving rocks? Yeah. I hate those movies.
So good. Anyway, Star Wars fucked it.
Yeah. Empire's one of my favourite. I'll just throw that in there.
We'll throw that in there, yeah.
We'll re-edit that so I say that.
But Empire is a great ending. Yeah, I think it's relevant.
I love sad endings. Speaking of... cold, Empire, Hoth, Iceberg, Titanic.
Oh, there you go. Nice segue, man.
Thank you. It's so clean and crisp.
I couldn't have done it better myself.
Bloody good time to talk about this one.
Yeah.
This is really going to date it.
They should do a remaster with an epilogue.
So this is super going to date it, but a few days ago, a submarine that went down to go look at the Titanic just like full on shit itself, of no better way to describe it. Not even 2 hours into the the mission.
Yeah, and they didn't they explode or something? Imploded. Good riddance, I say.
Yeah.
Eat the rich. That's all I have to say.
I guess this is a political podcast.
Well, you made it.
The Alpha and the Beta.
You
podcast.
had to bring it up. I have to.
It's just relevant.
Die on this hill. Anyway, what's the ending to the movie?
The ending to Titanic is Rose throws the bracelet that Jack gave her, like, into the water where the Titanic is. Or she gives it to James Cameron to go down in his sub to throw it in the... It's just...
memory of all the billionaires.
It's the same ending as First Man.
Yeah. I was just going to say that.
He throws his daughter's bracelet into a moon crater, which would have been so funny if he threw it and it just floated.
He's like, oh, yeah.
Oh, what the flip? It just, And Stanley Kubrick's like, stop throwing shit on the set.
Sorry, Mr. Kubrick. Have we got any Kubrick movies to talk about today? Shining?
Yeah.
Is that a bad one? Or is that...
I could have talked about Paths of Glory. Great ending. Very sad. We should watch that, though.
There's too many good endings.
Yes. No, none for bad.
No.
We've got... I think we have a...
We've got two for ugly. We've got two Stubrick movies.
Do we have two for that?
But staying on track with bad...
it's your turn now.
I'll go with Usual Suspects.
Oh, yes.
Sorry,
Yes.
it's just fucking escaping me.
Right.
Yeah, Usual Suspects. It sucks. Hate the ending. The whole movie's predicated on you not expecting it, and you expect it the whole time. Ruins the movie.
I don't think I guessed it when I first watched it.
I did. I was like, probably 8 or 9 when I first saw the movie. I've watched it a few times since to see if I'm just...
I freaking loved Inception.
Yeah, I did really like Inception.
Well, Kaiser Soze does say it's him when he's being grilled by the detective, but it's so, like, in the heat of things that the detective just, like, misses it.
Yeah, I do like shit like that. Ultimately, I just think it's a bit cheesy, the ending. Yeah, Kevin Spacey's the bad guy. Oh, who could have known?
Yeah, because he hasn't done anything.
He's never done anything.
None of that stuff has come out yet.
This is a very heavily backdated podcast.
Did you hear about the Titanic?
So a couple days ago, this giant ship sank out in the middle of the Atlantic
I can't believe it, guys. A little paper boy just came to us.
This stork just dropped off a scroll of information.
And a baby, we don't know what to do with it. I'm going to give it to Dolly Parton on her doorstep.
Just a frog and a scorpion and a baby.
Snip, snip. Ribbit.
3 Men and a Baby. Worst film ending ever. Ted
Is
Danson.
that a movie?
Ted Danson and...
Is this really one of your...
No, I can't. I've never seen it.
Oh, what a segue.
I don't know. What's your next pick for worst ending ever?
Knowing.
Knowing?
Yeah.
Tell me about it. I've heard wild shit.
I can't remember the start, but the Cage.
Yeah.
The Cage Meister.
The Cage, my favourite actor.
The Cage Meister.
My single favourite actor
Gets... it's just an email or a letter or something with, like, loads of different numbers on it. But then he starts to realise that they're dates.
Yes.
For certain catastrophes that have happened.
23rd of the 23rd.
I think the Titanic is one of them. I just want to say it is. And he's like, oh my gosh, it's like 9/11. It's like, oh my gosh, the something.
Yeah.
And then there's like the last one, but he doesn't realize what it is. And I think he's driving on the freeway with his son on that date. Yeah. And the plane crashes.
Yeah.
But then he's like, no, something worse is going to happen.
9/11/2.
Yeah, 9/11/2. And then the Earth just, like, blows up or something.
Oh, my God.
That's just the end to knowing.
Yeah, and the kids get put on the alien spaceships.
Oh, that's right. The UFO comes down to take all the kids away.
Yeah, it gets
because he couldn't be trusted with him. Him and Spacey were...
Yeah, I can't wait for it to all come out about Cage.
I can wait.
Yeah, I can wait.
Well, I'd rather not be true. No, I can wait for the...
Yeah, no, fair enough.
For the audio listeners, kind of pulled a funny face at me.
Cool.
Also, let's just describe what we look like to the audio listeners.
We can do that another time.
Yeah, so fucking Nicolas
an hour.
Cage. What's the dude that writes all the movies?
What?
Who wrote The Shining?
Stephen King.
Yeah, we've got Stephen King for Good, Bad, and Ugly.
Oh, hell
Just
yeah.
like to throw that out there.
Yeah.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Well, speaking of Stephen King, Secret Window.
Yep. So
incredible ending.
Can we talk about another movie? Secret Window, Secret Garden. This is the only film I want to talk about.
Oh, I love Secret Window. Shoot her.
Yep, shoot her. Well, let's explain the movie before we start shooting each other.
I don't even know how to. He stole his own story, I guess.
But it had a better... Jesus had a better ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stop making fun of me. So Johnny Depp,
fucking monger.
Johnny Depp wins the trial, and Amber Heard goes to jail or something. And
what trial? Another dated reference.
Yeah,
that's dated now.
I know, we're a topical podcast.
Yeah. Did you hear about Nuremberg?
I didn't hear about that one. Did you hear about the Hindenburg?
Did you hear about Lindenberg?
Lyndon B. Johnson.
Lyndon B. Johnson. Oh, fuck.
We're going off the rails. We need to refocus.
When are we going to introduce our guest, Brendan Sharp, onto the pod as well?
Brendan, come on out here.
Hello, Brendan.
You fucking mong.
I like NFL and comedy and fighting.
Brendan, if you're listening to this, we'd love to have you on the podcast.
Oh, please come on. Please, for the love of God. Absolutely love.
We're on our first episode.
All right, I'm just going to quickly completely deviate, but there's a mattress to my right, 3 pillows on the desk.
Yeah.
Between myself and the co-host, and 3 blankets. It's like a little shine for recording.
Cubicle. And we'll jam Brendan Schaub into here with us.
He's probably taking
under
up
the
whole room.
He'll sit on his he'd be kneeling down on his knees and fucking at our mercy.
Oh my goodness.
Mr. Schaub, please respond. Secret Window.
Oh yeah, Secret Window, Secret Garden.
Great movie. At the end, it's revealed that Johnny Depp is 2 people. He's like gone insane or whatever. It's a classic Fight Club ending. And he's stolen his own story and driven himself insane. And he's wearing a hat and he speaks with a southern accent and he kills his wife.
With a shovel off screen, but you don't even see it.
Yeah, but
he kills her, and then
everyone knows about it.
Yeah, the sheriff comes in and he's cooking corn, an ungodly amount of corn.
Yeah, there's so much corn he's eating.
And the sheriff is like, "Look, don't come into town anymore. You're scaring the people." And he's like,
and he's like,
okay.
Corn. We're in Nebraska.
And then there's like a narrator, and he's like, "Oh, can't kill the penny through the pog or whatever." As the camera like goes out the window into the corn and then into the ground a little bit, and then it just ends.
Yeah,
but
incredible.
The way we watch that movie is my favorite way to watch movies.
Yeah,
it was 10-minute parts on YouTube.
Yes, if highly recommend.
It's on YouTube. You should watch it.
If you can find a movie in 10-minute segments on YouTube, watch it that way. It's the optimal way to watch anything.
It just
flies by, man. What else have we got to talk about? I feel like we gave a lot of time to Secret Window.
Well, I've got
being a nothing fucking movie.
Number 23.
Number 23.
Yep, the same movie.
The same movie.
It's literally the same movie.
Which, a side note, I was going to talk about adaptation for good. I did briefly mention it at the top of the video, but
we did
adaptation is like the story that he's writing in the 3 is just the same as Secret Window and Number 23. It's even got the same name as Number 23.
I think not only do we have Stephen King for Good, Bad and Ugly, I think we've got Nicolas Cage for Good, Bad and Ugly.
Hell yeah.
No, we do.
That's why he's my favourite.
Talk about range. I do love
what we've got.
Astro Boy.
Oh yes.
I was like, I forgot. I don't fuck. What the fuck am I on about? Number 23. Holy moly! So yeah, Ace Ventura: Pet Detective.
Yeah.
He doesn't like animals in this one.
Yeah.
And there's a book by Topsy Kretz.
Yeah.
A script, and
say that slowly to yourself at home.
Topsy Kretz.
Oh.
I didn't realize you were talking to the thousands of people who are going to listen.
Instant tuners.
So, and it's this script for this book or movie or something.
Yeah.
And Ace Ventura realizes it's like, oh, this is like me.
Yeah.
This is everything that's happened in my life.
Right.
And then
incredible.
At the end, his son, Percy Jackson, they dig up a body, but the wife hides it from them.
Yeah.
And then Jim pulls a knife on the wife and is like, you wrote it. And then the son comes home and he's like, Dad, what the flipper-golly is going on? And he's like, she wrote it. And then the son grabs a knife as well and puts it to the mother's throat. And then Everybody Hates Raymond comes down the stairs and he's like,
what?
I don't know the actor's name. What's the guy? Is he the brother from Everyone Hates?
No, it's not. I think it's Danny Houston.
I don't
the guy
no
you're
idea
talking about.
The lawyer or whatever, the friend?
I think he's the bad guy in Wonder Woman.
Oh, yes, no, he finds a book. That's right.
Yeah.
It's a book that his wife gives to him and he realizes it's all. And then later on they find the script in that vault or whatever.
And the saxophone.
The saxophone, because it plays 23 notes.
Yeah.
If you have schizophrenia, this is the movie for you.
Yeah, because it will confirm every suspicion you
My
have.
brother watched it and he went off the rails a little bit. Like, genuinely started seeing the number everywhere. Like, that actually happened.
And I wouldn't put it past him.
At the end, you find out that it was he that wrote the book, and then he tried to kill himself.
Yes.
And then a teacher was framed for the murder of Ace Ventura's girlfriend.
Yeah.
And then Ace comes clean about it at the end.
Yeah.
And they're in prison.
It just keeps going.
Yeah, it keeps. But before that, Ace runs out into the road and there's this bus coming, but it's like 4 miles away, and he's still standing there, and the bus is just like flying towards, and then he steps out of the way, and then I don't know, probably something else happens.
Incredible.
But they're in prison. It's like a family are meeting him, the son and the wife or whatever, and then there's like narrator. I think it's him narrating it.
Yeah, I think he's closing out the film,
and he's like, good time, bad time, not so good time. But he looks at the clock and it's on the number 2 and 3.
Yeah.
And then it just ends. But you're like, he got over it because he realized, it's him. But then at the end, it's like, Also, it doesn't make sense that the doctor killed himself.
No, I don't get any of it.
Anyway, what the fuck do you want to talk about?
Fizzles out the conversation of number 23, much like the movie.
You mumbled
just
when you said mumble.
To finish it. I mumble all the time. I can't. I will have to get better at that.
Me too. I'll get better breathing.
Breathing.
What do you got for bad, big boy? Hit me.
Bad. Sucker Punch.
Oh, no.
Have you seen Sucker Punch?
I haven't, but I know. Man, I hate stuff that talks about, the R word.
Yeah.
I hate that shit.
It's, we don't, we can dance
one of
around
us fucking
it.
loves it.
Dance around it much like the movie.
Oh, it's not just like straight up she gets nerfed?
No. She, gets lobotomized.
This would a contender for ugly.
You reckon?
Well, it was all a dream, wasn't it?
Kind of. But yeah, every single set piece is a dream.
This is just Brazil, isn't it? But like the bad version of it.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point.
Okay, so Connor's got Brazil for every movie he wants to.
So Sucker Punch ends with her getting lobotomized.
Do you see her get lobotomized? I thought she breaks out.
Yeah, he fucking hammers the nail
into
her frontal lobe, and you see all of it, and it's to save her mates or whatever. I don't know. It fucking sucks, man.
What's all her like fighting demons and stuff? What is?
It's like a fantasy.
It's a Flemmer's movie.
It's a fantasy thing to just get away from the horrible.
Does it start with her in the hospital and she like breaks out of it, or?
No, she's in the hospital the whole time. She
thought
goes to hospital at the start. Like the family sends her there or something. Not much to talk about. It's just a terrible ending. Zack Snyder's a fucking hack.
And he's very weird.
He's very weird. Very
That's definitely going to be coming out. I call it right now.
Yeah.
Zach would love to have you on the pod to question you about
incredible. Just making these sorts of allegations straight out the
Not
back.
Allegations, clues. We're putting them together.
Clues. Just, sniff them out.
I like your piano socks.
Thank you.
So what's the ending? She just gets lobotomized. It
She
just
gets
ends.
lobotomized. I'm pretty sure the others get away, or some of them die as well. But yeah, I don't know. She gets lobotomized to save them.
One flew over.
Yeah.
Except one didn't fly over.
Guys, lobotomies either make for the greatest endings in film history or the worst.
Well, he was electrically lobotomized.
Yeah, electric.
People like Green Mile as well. That was electrically lobotomized. Oh no, that was just the chair, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that's just he gets put to death because he's a big black fella.
My next movie is Next. It wasn't going to be, but I had to segue it, so it's going to be Next now.
Yeah.
Which is another contender for...
I used to fucking love that movie.
I hate them. I saw it once, I just wanted to rip my eyes out.
Yeah.
So, it's Nicolas Cage, and he can see 5 minutes into the future.
Mm.
And so the whole time he could just, predict what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But then, at the end, he wakes up, in bed... And he goes to bed at halfway through the movie or whatever.
Yeah.
So he's just imagined what's going to happen.
Right.
So none of it happened. He just wakes up. It's just flipping Click.
Yes.
I hate Click.
I love Click. Click's such a good ending.
I hate Click. Wait, I think the ending, it's it was all a dream. Or was it?
No, all of it was.
Oh, it was? It doesn't flick to the remote and it's on rewind or something?
It's No, it's Christopher Walken offers him the remote again, but he's able to get rid of it or whatever.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, I don't know. Fucking sucks. Click sucks.
What do you got for bad?
I think we're pretty much done for bad.
I'm going to talk about one more.
Okay, you shoot. I don't think I've got anything else.
No shows that are bad?
I've got a couple shows, but we'll just finish off
I'm going to
movies.
I'm going to hit you with two movies just to wrap it up. I don't like El Camino.
Okay,
I don't like it. Do you like it?
We're covering the whole universe
that's
in this.
purely why I'm bringing it up.
No, I don't like El Camino. Yeah. It's not like it's a particularly bad ending.
I think it's
just
bad.
It's a bit naff.
And he's like, oh, we got away.
Yeah.
And he's just laughing.
It's just we didn't need it. It was very unnecessary. Very boring. Not a lot to talk about. Yeah. It's just a much less than episode of Breaking Bad that didn't need to happen. That's kind of what it feels like, and it's 2 hours long. It's just
it's really long.
Yeah, not good. Todd's good in it though. Jesse Plemons.
Yes,
fucking incredible.
Yeah, the flashback stuff's my favorite.
Yeah, that was good.
He really knows how to do a flashback or flash forward, I guess.
Yeah.
It's like bananas, yo.
That's such a good reference, man. Oh, I love that. I love that sort of thing. Yeah, we'll go into TV shows then.
Oh, okay. Yep.
Unless you had anything else to talk about for movies. Did you?
The Mothman Prophecies.
Oh, okay. Shoot. What's your Mothman prophecy, if you will?
The start of the movie, Richard Gere and his wife hit the Mothman.
Yeah.
And
the Mothman?
The Mothman.
Oh, wow.
The Mothman. I don't know.
Who's his wife in it? Is it someone famous? It's not Laura Linney, is it?
No, I think
I'm gonna
it's...
look that up real quick.
Okay.
Richard Gere's wife.
Just go Mothman Prophecies. Just look up who the cast is.
Gere's wife in Mothman
Who is it? Give me the deets.
Oh, it was Laura Linney. Hell yeah. I love her.
So you've seen it before?
Sorry?
When did it come out?
2002.
Okay. Because it feels like, I don't know.
I like Laura Linney. We stand Laura.
She's not in it.
That's okay.
I think they're a flashback. Anyway, and then I think he has this number imprinted in him or whatever, and he doesn't know what it means or because the thing is about Mothman.
I have no idea.
He always appears at tragedies or whatever.
Right.
He was at the Golden Gate Bridge when it collapsed.
Yeah.
9/11.
Oh my god. Oh.
So there's this number in his head, and then at the end, there's like a bunch of people that get frozen, they get saved or whatever. And then he might be talking. He's talking to a woman, it may be his wife, I can't remember.
Yeah.
But then he's talking to a paramedic, and then the paramedic's like, oh yeah, there's like 653 people on this bridge right now, which is like the number.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, the bridge is going to collapse. And I don't remember how it ends, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I just remember being like, oh my goodness. I'm going to get the light down. I think he saves everyone.
Yeah. Richard. Okay. Sounds pretty good.
I think we might have to cut that one out.
Nah, we'll leave it that. We'll keep that.
Oh, flip.
Mothman Prophecies out June 28th.
Yeah, it's coming out.
2002.
We got the... we just walked out of Spider-Man and straight into Mothman Prophecies.
Yeah. Mothman. Alright, I think that's it for bad.
TV shows you were going to mention?
I'll talk about Breaking Bad real quick. I don't think Breaking Bad...
next.
It's just bad to me.
Okay, well, you put it in the next one, so...
Well, I put it on the document. It's in bad. So.
I'm going to talk about it now, just out of spite.
Alright, Breaking Bad sucks. That's...
Why does it suck?
The
I thought it was
sucks.
fine, actually.
The ending sucks because it's antithetical to the theme of the show, which is that he's
Somebody's got a
doing the wrong
thesaurus.
thing and he faces the consequences. The whole final season is about him getting the consequences, and then the final episode's about him getting everything he wanted and dying. It's just kind of naff.
Did we want him to die? Did you watch it as it was coming out?
No, I didn't watch it until after it finished.
Do you know what the public, were they still for him at that point? Or were they against him? Because I remember people were really into... I don't really like Breaking Bad, just as a whole.
The fan base is very divided on how to perceive it. A lot of people just like Walter and want to see him succeed.
Because he's an alpha.
The other half of the fan base, I think, just appreciates the storytelling aspect of it and likes to see the downfall, the rise and fall of, someone who's not
rags to
good.
riches.
And you don't have to root for them necessarily in the process. Just entertaining to watch, but I don't know. It always ends up being some fucking group of cunts that...
Speaking about a group of cunts, Game of Thrones.
Yes, shoot, because I've not seen that.
I think it stopped being good after season 5.
Yeah.
A lot of people seem to think it's just the last season that sucked, but you could really notice
I've
that...
only heard it about the final season.
That, I can't remember the author's name who wrote the books. George R. Martin. He stopped writing for the show after season 5.
Yeah.
You can really tell. But the final season, everybody just dies. That's literally what it is.
Yeah.
It's so rushed, just everything about it.
Yeah.
But the final part is the kid, the Starks. He's the youngest brother. He gets named the new king because he knows everything. He's got the warg, I think it's called.
Yeah.
So he can see into the past and future.
Yeah.
So, and Tyrion's like, well, who better to be king than the person who knows everything? Yeah, it's just bad.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Well, I've got nothing to add.
It just goes against everything that the first 5 seasons were.
It sounds incredibly incompetent. They just change characters.
Yeah. Everybody just switches on a dime.
Yeah.
There's no memorable lines either.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll give Game of Thrones a go, but I don't know. I don't think I will.
I would definitely watch it again. There are some incredible episodes. Best of...
I don't know. It's a shame. It's a shame that Game of Thrones kind of...
What do you got?
Ends like that. I'm done with bad, I think. I think I've talked about everything I wanted to.
Alright.
Do you have any games or anything you wanted to talk about? For bad endings. Anything at all? Any other TV shows? Any other movies?
I guess Blink's to the Master of Time and Space is bad.
Yeah.
because it's very easy.
Yeah.
And the ending is just... I beat it without realising what I did.
Right.
I was just like spamming the controls. I had no idea what I was doing. I was so bored and brain dead by the time I got to there. And then it just ended.
Yeah.
And the story is so over the top. It's Mina has reached out to the Tom-Toms, who are the bad pigs, and the cats. I can't remember what the cats are called.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, help, you got to help fix time. And yeah, I don't know. The Tom-Toms like help the cats, but then at the very end they attack them again. They just go back to being bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
And you don't play as Blinks either.
Yeah.
The title of the game. You play as the characters that you make. You can make a cat and a Tom-Tom.
Yeah.
And you can name them like the two different parties. So I was the Red Army and the CCP. But how I name characters in games, because you create your own character, which I hate. I hate that shit. So boring.
Yeah.
But because I'm not creative, I just name it of the previous character I played as.
Yeah.
But since I accidentally skipped past it, I didn't realise you could create your character.
Right.
And they just gave me the name Bandit.
Yeah.
But then when I made the pigs, I had to name him, so I went to name him Bandit again. But I forgot the T, so his name's just Bandy. Bandy.
Yeah.
The first game's great. I love the first game.
Yeah. Never played it.
Yeah.
Never played it.
Yeah. Driver.
Driver?
I don't know if that's good or bad. You're just in a coma and you're trying to get out of it. Driver's like a GTA clone.
Yeah, yeah.
That's going to be contentious.
So is that the ending to Driver?
You realise partway through, and then I think you wake up.
That's intense.
Yeah.
Never played it.
I don't think it's bad, but
I played one of the Driver games.
Oh, bad ending. I think it's Advanced Warfare, one of the Call of Duty games.
Yeah.
Because I don't hate Call of Duty because it's just like mind-numbing fun, you know.
Yeah.
So I normally listen to it with like music going or something.
Yeah. You listen to Call of Duty.
No, I play it while listening to music.
Yeah.
And then there's a guy from Law and Order, the bald dude from that. He's in it.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And the final mission, you find out you're playing as him, and I had no idea what was going on.
He's great in Wet Hot American Summer. Have you ever seen that?
No, but I've seen a lot of Law and Order.
Okay. Well, is he good in that?
There's one episode with the T-2000 or whatever.
Yeah.
Robert Patrick.
Yeah.
That's a good episode.
Yeah. All right. I think that's it for bad. We might take a break from there.
Whoop, whoop.
And we'll come back with the final segment.
Oh, sorry, just quickly. Dark Knight Rises.
Oh, yeah.
That ending sucks.
Yeah, it does.
You just find out.
I think that was probably the first movie that I was ever like, oh, yeah, no, that sucks.
And at the very end, Kane just sees Batman.
Kane?
Michael Caine just sees him.
Oh, I thought you were you meant Bane.
Oh, Bane, no. For you,
Michael Bane
is probably wondering the original, like, how Bane sounded is what this podcast is going to sound
like. Yeah.
Bane is the scariest man I've ever seen in my life.
All right, I'm going to cut it there. We'll
Goodbye,
come back.
Everybody.
We'll cut it and come back.
More like nobody.
We'll come back.
I'm going to do my 1 hour routine after this.
Yeah, you're already fucking doing it.
Just stop recording.
Right. We'll be back. See you soon. Bye-bye. We're on to our third and final segment of the episode. Yes, ugly.
Ugly
Done
movie
the good and the
endings.
bad. Now it's time for the fun one.
The fugly.
The fuglies. The Fugees. What did you have?
The Shining.
Okay.
I mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
By accident.
We've done a lot of Stephen King today, actually.
Yes.
But yes, The Shining.
I like the movie, The Shining.
Yeah.
But the ending is not. Well, I guess it's just the final shot, really.
It really is.
It's
but
the
that's,
same as,
I
like,
mean, that's the ending. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. It's kind of number 23, but it's a photo of all like the crew.
Yeah.
that worked there, and it's Jack Nicholson. It's in the front from like 1921 or something.
Yeah, it's quite infamous, and yeah, he's just there.
I don't like it.
He's always been the caretaker.
Yeah, it's always been him.
Oh, you mean literally?
Yeah, no, there's no metaphor or anything. It's just him.
Yeah, that's yeah, I don't like The Shining. The Shining miniseries is also an incredible fucking ending.
That is great.
If no one's seen that, don't bother because it's like 6 hours per episode
Just watch
or some
the end.
shit. But the ending ends the exact same as Return of the Jedi, I believe.
Yes.
With the ghost of
it does.
Stanley Kubrick showing
Luke gets
up.
his award or whatever, and then the dad just like waves at him, and he just starts crying.
Yeah.
But all the audience just see this kid looking at nothing, crying. But nobody likes. I don't know. I don't like it. What do you got?
Good. Mulholland Drive. I want to talk about.
Oof.
Fucking sucks, the ending. This is basically going to be bad, but just like kind of hot takes, I guess. That's how we've decided.
The whole movie sucks for Mulholland.
Yeah, Mulholland sucks, man. But the ending is one of the worst, like most pretentious, abstract, faux intellectual pieces of shit. Like, if you like Mulholland Drive, I don't want to be I don't want to punch down to people, people of a lower IQ. But, like, if you like Mulholland Drive, I don't believe you. It's not a good movie.
You're pretending that you like it.
Yeah, I feel like you just think you're smart. And, yeah, I don't know. I'm that's all I really have to say about it. It's just, maybe I don't get it. Maybe there's something I'm missing. I refuse.
Oh, yeah, the red lamp or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. The blue box, the blue key. The purple...
Or, I love
I don't know.
The thing that jumps out of the guy behind the Denny's or whatever. The robot monster.
Good segue. Let's talk about Robot Monster. One of the greatest...
Makes me want to cry.
This deserves to be in good. I think this is a great ending.
I think it deserves to be in great. I think we need to rename the whole category just for this movie.
Yeah.
So, it's about a family that survives this, like, alien invasion of a... robot monster, which they call... I don't even
know if there is a plot to the movie.
The synopsis of this robot monster.
Yeah.
And at the end, anyway, some shenanigans happen, and it realizes, the boy would just dreamt it because he got passed out because he hit his head on a rock.
Yeah, classic. Best way to
as this family move out of the way of the cave, the robot monster Roman like appears, and there's like this lightning sound effect.
Yeah.
And it flashes black and white.
Yeah.
And then it plays it again and again.
Yeah.
And again and again.
I'm going to make a note to add some audio of that ending. Just here.
Like, it's so loud.
An incredible ending. I think you can get the gist of it from just listening to it.
Just watch the ending. I think the whole movie's on YouTube.
Yeah. I think that's how we watched it. Incredible movie, Robot Monster. Underrated gem. Brilliant. Not much to say about it, really, except that fucking hilarious. What else have we got to talk about? Citizen Kane.
Citizen Kane, baby. Also a movie you don't like. Very boring, very long.
Very boring.
It was innovative, but at the cost of a boring movie, I don't think it's worth it.
No. Citizen Kane has a very cop-out ending. Another one of those ones, kind of like Usual Suspects, the whole movie sort of predicated on it.
We also didn't talk about the ending of Mulholland Drive, but...
Oh, yeah, that doesn't really matter.
It's just a homeless dude with a box and old people come out dancing out of it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Not like Rosebud, though.
Yeah, Rosebud. And no one heard him say it.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah, so the maid wasn't in the room.
Yeah.
So she couldn't have told the reporter or investigator what his final word was, which is his childhood sled.
Yeah.
Which I guess is innocence or something, but I don't know why he said it. I don't get it.
I don't get it either.
It's
any movie that tries to humanise billionaires.
I'm searching too deep for a meaning in it.
There's nothing really to look for. I think it's just a Rosebud, that's the
Rosebud.
sled.
Yeah.
You think about it, it's just like a nothing.
You know, it's
thing.
like yeah, he's just this billionaire who lives atop of this place, you know, and he looks down on all the people.
Yeah.
A bit like the movie Astro Boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
He falls from Metro City down to Earth or whatever.
You're so good at fucking segues today.
Yeah, I'm not even trying. I'm not using all my brain power to do this.
Yeah.
So, Astro Boy, the ending to Astro Boy is the opening to the sequel that never happened.
Yeah.
Astro Boy defeats the big baddie. Nicolas Cage is in this one. Also, he is Dr. Light, I think.
I don't know. Tenma?
I don't know, Jeffrey Tambor. But Astro Boy defeats the bad guy. Before that, the synopsis for the film is Astro Boy faces his toughest threat in like defeating the alien invasion or whatever.
Yeah.
That's the synopsis for the film.
On the streaming service we watched it on.
Netflix.
Yeah, whatever one it was.
But then at the end of the movie, after Astro Boy defeated the robot, he defeated the president or whatever. He was like trying to kill everybody.
Yeah.
A giant one-eyed flying tentacle monster. It looks like a Eye of a Beholder from like D&D. Like comes into the skyline, and then Nicolas Cage is like to Astro Boy, "Oh, do you think you can do it?" And Astro Boy's like, "Hell yeah!" And he flies up to it, and then it just cuts to black.
No, doesn't he say I was made ready?
Oh, I was made ready.
Yeah.
Yes.
Instead of I was
defeats
born
the
ready.
whole purpose of Astro Boy.
Yeah, incredible line. Just fucking fucks it all. I love Astro Boy. I used to love that movie. I've never seen the
I never liked it because I was
original.
obsessed with the 80s.
Yeah.
80s Astro Boy.
Incredible. And that movie introduced me to Supergrass's All Right.
We are young.
We are young.
We are free.
We aren't
Say
free.
our best.
That's all I've got for Astro Boy. There's not really a lot to talk about there. What else do we have on the list? We have got... I think we've talked about pretty much everything. 2001, do you want to touch on that?
Yeah, 2001. That movie is so gosh darn boring.
Kubrick double hitter.
This is definitely going to be on the list when we do the openings.
Yeah, true. Yeah, there's like 20 minutes of 2001 that's actually a good...
20 to 30 minutes.
Yeah, and then...
the ending just goes on and on.
It's so pretentious.
What it means, it doesn't mean anything.
No, it's...
The baby looking over Earth, that's the final thing, isn't it?
Self-indulgent. I know it's supposed to be like a superhuman or whatever, and the monolith shows up at like different like pivotal points in like human evolution.
Yeah.
It just doesn't... it's not good. It's not clever.
I think they should have just left it on the ship.
Yeah.
You know?
Should have just been like a half-hour short film
Kurt
about
Dweller
that on the ship.
should have just, stayed where he was.
What?
The stay is the worst.
Okay, go
ending.
on then.
Oh, did you want to talk more about 2001?
No, I've got nothing else, but fucking shoot your shot with Stay. I've got nothing there.
It's just all the dream again. He was just
Stay, by the way, is a 2005 film starring Ewan McGregor and Ryan Gosling.
And who's the woman? What's her name? It's not Moore, is it?
Fuck, who was it in? It's not Michelle Williams, is it? Stay. That's the Kid Laroi song is all I get.
Ryan Gosling is like depressed, and Ewan McGregor's
It's Naomi Watts.
Naomi Watts. Oh, damn, she's got two for...
Yeah, damn. Hitting it out the park.
Ryan Gosling's like depressed or whatever. Ewan McGregor's a therapist who's like helping him. I can't remember, some flipping nothing happens.
Yeah.
And at the end you realise, it was just a car crash, and he being Ryan Gosling was just listening to everything around him, all the conversation people were having.
Yeah.
And then it ends with Ewan McGregor and Naomi Watts, who don't know each other but are like married in the movie.
Yeah.
At the end, don't know each other, and they just go get coffee.
Yeah, it's incredible.
And that's it. That's the ending to Stay.
Incredible ending. There's an ending I want to touch on real quick. Cruising.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. All right.
1980, I believe this movie came out, something like that.
I thought it was
Al
later.
Pacino. No, it's early 80s. But Al Pacino is a gay undercover cop.
Is he gay?
Well, he's like questioning his sexuality as he goes undercover to in the gay scene in New York to find out find the identity of this guy who's killing gay people.
Didn't he fight the
And
directors? Like, didn't they like have a physical altercation over the ending?
Yes. So the ending is he reckons he's finally caught the guy, I think, and
I have no idea.
he's like shaving and he's about to go out on a date with this girl, and he looks into the mirror and looks into the camera, and it zooms in and this music kicks in. And it's like implying that he's the murderer.
Doesn't his face like shift to the guy they caught?
No, it's just
his
okay.
face. That's what I thought it was.
But the guy kind of looks like him. The guy when you see the murders happen, the guy who does it kind of looks like him.
Right. Okay.
And the victims kind of look like, they all look the same, and it's like it's different actors playing the murderer in every, like, Zodiac.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a fucking weird movie, man. And the ending, it's like it's implying he has to kill to like get the gay out of him, the closeted
demon.
the gay demon that's inside of him.
Yes.
Very controversial movie. Very
Did a lot
insane
of bad.
ending. Yeah, did a lot of bad for the gay community. That's all I've got for cruising. Anything else you want to touch on?
The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah. Shoot.
Yeah, it's just really bad. Anyway, you discover that the doctor that Joel kills in the first game is Abby's father.
Yeah.
And Abby is on a revenge quest to kill Joel, which she succeeds, and Ellie sees it happen. So now Ellie's hell-bent on killing Abby.
Yeah.
And it's this whole thing. It's like the cycle of violence, you know.
Yeah. I love that.
But they just completely destroy it at the end because Ellie goes so far out of her way to get... She's left her girlfriend, I can't remember her name, and the baby that they have, to go kill Abby.
Yeah.
And she's finally there, and she's ready to kill Abby. She's strangling her in the water, and then she just like has a vision of Joel, and then it's like, I can't do it, you know. But it's like, you've gone too far. It would have been better if she had have just killed Abby. And then when you play as Abby, you're like, I don't want to play as Abby.
Yeah.
And in Abby's section, you've got to kill Ellie. You're like, I don't want to kill Ellie.
Fuck, that sounds so shit.
Yep. It's really bad. It's not fun.
Yeah. Well, I got the double hitter of The Last of Us out. We got both of them in there. I think I want to finish this episode talking about Enemy, which I would consider possibly one of the worst endings to a movie ever. Definitely one of the most pretentious. Much like Mulholland Drive, just for the sake of being confusing.
Did they come out around the same time?
No, Mulholland Drive was early 2000s.
Was Enemy not late 2000s?
No, it was 2010s.
Oh,
Mid-2010s.
Yep. So it's Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
He's cheating.
He's an English teacher, and there's two of them.
All that. Yeah.
There's two of him, and he sees himself as an actor in a movie. And and then, like, I don't know if it really is two of him.
No, it's one of him. It is definitely one of them. Because I didn't mind all that. Yeah. That was pretty... Because there's a definite... Because the girlfriend or wife goes to see him at school, and he's just acting like he doesn't know her, and he's, like, completely different.
That's right.
And then she, like, is talking to him in bed. She's like, I saw you at school today. He's like, what? And she's like, oh, never mind. And then when he finally decides to cut the relationship with the other one he's seeing with, they, like, have a car crash or whatever.
Yeah. That's right.
But it's like 'cause she crashes the car because she's so distraught that he broke up with her.
Yeah.
But it's the spiders I don't understand.
Yeah, the spider at the end.
And then at
what
the end,
fuck?
when he decides to cheat or go back to the club or whatever, he sees a giant spider like crawl into the wall like it's scared, and he's just like looking at it like.
He's like not really like horrified. He's
the
just
look is more like, I shouldn't
reservation.
do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hate it. It's really rough.
Yeah, I don't know. Terrible movie. Very pretentious, very indulgent. Not a big fan of Denis Villeneuve. I think he's...
I like 2049.
He's got some good endings. Sicario, Prisoners. Yeah, so they've got incredible endings, but then Arrival's a bit and Enemy's a bit Dune is just like doesn't end. Yeah. I don't know, man. That's all I've got. What about
you? Got no shows for Ugly?
Not for Ugly. It's really binary for me with shows. It's either a good ending or it's bad.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. You got any games you want to talk about? Any other films? Any other TV shows?
No, not for Ugly.
Yeah.
No, I think we're pretty much.
Well, there we go.
I guess I'd put Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Kind of in Ugly, just because it has like the Fellowship of the Ring. Anyway, it has like 5 endings.
Yeah.
It just like keeps going.
I don't know why movies can't, especially American movies.
But they got to wrap up everyone's ending.
Yeah.
Because there's like so many characters in it.
It's like you just like know what's necessary, and
I do like it though. It doesn't take away from the movie.
I gotta watch Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, watch Lord of the Rings.
Gotta watch it. I'll definitely watch it before our next podcast, which we'll be talking about sequels. We'll talk about sequels to movies and games and
shows.
Yeah, we can talk about shows as well. Not a whole lot of sequels there, but that's
would you call
next
it like a
week's.
second season a sequel? Because shows are kind of different, really, and it's. Because like Star Wars,
with mini-series or like anthology series, yeah, it's kind of a sequel, but it's more of just part of the same story.
Yeah, because like Star Wars, episode 4, 5, and 6,
they're very episodic, yeah,
and they're like a trilogy,
yeah,
and there's like the sequel and prequel trilogy,
yeah,
but they're all continuous from one another,
yeah, 100%.
But like the 3 are contained in their own thing. I do like episodic sort of stories, but with sequels, it's more definitive, like second chapters in a story. Where would you put The Sopranos ending? Because you did a bit more research on it.
I do like
it sort of
The Sopranos
makes
ending.
sense.
It would be good. It would be in good.
Okay.
It's a very good ending.
Okay. Do you know what happened in Lost? But the ending to that is?
No, I have no idea. I've never watched Lost.
I watched someone explain it, but I can't remember.
Yeah. Don't know what
it's just a classic show I know a lot of people are not very happy with.
Yeah. I think that's it for endings.
I think that's pretty good.
Thank you for listening to the very first episode of the Scorpion and the Frog podcast. If you've made it this far, I don't know what to tell you.
Like and subscribe or give it a follow.
Yeah. All that jazz.
A scrobble.
We hope you enjoyed. We'll be back in the next couple of weeks with our follow-up episode about sequels, fittingly enough.
Next week?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
Yeah, see how we go.
Okay. Bye, guys.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.